RiverBender.com.
We're gonna take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down in Gay Paris.
Welcome back. 9:47, a little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. 48 degrees. Feels warmer out there than 48.
Yeah, in the sun.
In the sun.
Yeah, in the shade it's still cold.
It's still cold. Yeah, see, that's what happened. I got off on the shade side of the building and had to walk into the convenience store, and it was pretty cold. I've been miserable ever since.
There's probably like some meaning, some life meaning and all of that.
I hope not. 100 years ago.
Oh, nice turning that into words.
I tried. I was like, how do I fake through this one? I was confident. I was dying over the vine. 100 years ago, the Izaak Walton. You were not Beth Johns. She was on yesterday. I don't even know where that's coming from. Izaak Walton League.
Izaak Walton League, yes.
Took a long way to get there.
Oh, to where we were going?
Yeah, but we're here now.
We're here now.
We're here now.
We're here with the Izaak Walton League.
And I was literally choking and could not breathe for a second.
Yeah.
But we're fine. We're good. Grand. Great. Let's save some fish.
Yes, that is what the Izaak Walton League was formed for. So the Izaak Walton League was formed in 1922, and then in Chicago, and then there were chapters all over the country. So the Alton chapter was formed in 1925, and there was an an article in the Alton Evening Telegraph on March 14th, 1925, announcing a meeting to start forming the Alton chapter. So that happened at the Mineral Springs Hotel on the 17th.
Is that where the mall's located?
Yes. Yeah. I know. I kept almost writing Mineral Springs Mall.
That's what I was going to ask.
It was a hotel then.
So,
yes.
Before it was haunted. This was.
You know what? I don't know.
Was it haunted before 1924?
I feel like that's one of those buildings that's haunted almost immediately after
no matter
it's
what, some weird stuff's going on.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
So, how it already had over 100,000 members.
Yes, around the country.
How does something grow that way without media, without digital media? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
to me, that's an impressive number. Was it actually 100,000? Because you know how back people would say oh, there was 1 million people here and there was 14.
I will say this. There was a little statement I put at the end that said, already the club shows indications of becoming one of the largest in Alton and is expected to grow fast by the present members. And I feel like they put that on every article about a new group forming or every event. They're like, this is going to be the biggest one. So I don't know, but I mean, everybody read the newspaper then. And one interesting thing, the person that helped form it in Alton lived in Alton, but he was a member of the Bloomington chapter of the Izaak Walton League. So he kind of explained everything, and its purpose was for fishermen and outdoors people to help preserve the land, the streams, the rivers for future generations. So it was an environmental organization, but focused on that preservation for the future.
When did all this conservationship start?
I think it was around that time.
Was it all around that same time?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know that there were some really big pushes then because people were seeing all the industrial, late 1800s, a lot of industry in Alton and around the country, and then kind of realizing that was, polluting the river, and that things were being clear cut, forests were being clear cut, and before it was too late, thinking about how to preserve larger pockets of land, so it wasn't just here and there. I mean, a lot of environmental organizations look at that preserving large areas so that they're untouched. And so they did a lot of really good work. And and they still exist today, but the closest chapter is in Decatur.
Huh. How many are in the group today?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. But they've existed since 1922.
Wow.
And they were part of creating, before it was even an Alton chapter, creating the Upper Mississippi River National Wildlife and Fish Refuge. Did a lot for the boundary waters at the northern border. Exposed, they had a magazine. The picture on the article is from their magazine, Outdoor America. And their magazine actually exposed the long-term harms of DDT on fish and wildlife in the 1950s. DDT is what made eagles' eggs too soft. So Like we almost lost.
What's DDT?
DDT is a fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
And so it was spread on, I think it's a pesticide. It's a pesticide. So it was spread on crops, and the eagles and other birds would ingest it, and then their eggs were so soft that the eggs cracked, and so no babies could be born.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we almost lost eagles, osprey, like a lot of different birds completely because of DDT. So they finally outlawed it. But the Izaak Walton League helped bring that before even Silent Spring and other media came out about it. They exposed that. They worked to pass the Clean Water Act in 1972. So it was cool to see, like, I'd never heard of the Izaak Walton League, and see like their long-term effects, both in like that preservation, but also in more widespread environmental activism.
It's honestly why, I mean, because I've never heard of them either. And for
Yeah.
a group to be around, over 100 years is, you would think you would hear of them at some point in time. Wow. That's fascinating. You got a moment to stick around?
Sure.
Well, Lacy, while we do that, I got to show people what I thought you meant when you said DDT.
Oh.
My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Don't go, it's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
This is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry. 10:56. You can put a comma in that welcome.
Yeah, your
welcome
intros have been.
Not a very strong day today. Not 9:50. See, that's the problem. You know, when you do the show every day, you just kind of got to hope for average, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like
we're hanging in there.
People are here to see you and hear whatever it is you say.
If they're here to see me, god dang, they got a whole lot of problems, and I ain't a solution, I don't think. But with that being said, so what have you learned about really just environmental conservationship when it comes to Alton?
Well, okay, there was a really, really great quote that I wanted to bring up, if I can find it. So this is what the John McDonald, who was assistant Chicago and Alton Railroad trainmaster, and he was the one that was part of the Bloomington chapter of the Izaak Walton League as well, talked about it. You know, he was explaining everything to the new members. And he said, the Izaak Walton League is undoubtedly the most comprehensive conservation program ever undertaken in America. Though less than 3 years old, it has local chapters from one end of the country to the other and has awakened thousands and thousands of principled sportsmen and outdoor lovers to the realization of the perils that are threatening our precious woods and streams and wildlife. The movement represents a patriotic and unselfish endeavor to save for our children their great American outdoor heritage, that they may have the priceless memories of days spent on windswept, clear and gleaming waters and nights in fragrant, healing forests, and that they may gain the health and happiness that only the outdoors can give them. And I just love that focus on it being a patriotic move. Like, this is preserving our country for our children and for future generations. And I just think that's so important to look at it like that, because we are stewards of our world, and whatever we do now affects people in the future. And I just think it's important to always think about that.
Oh yeah, 100%, Lacy. And then just like, now, I mean, you see things that, people are finally, I think, starting to get a little bit more cautious about, their trash, and they're throwing away garbage on the roads and all that. And you just kind of hope that, it keeps kind of going. But even back then, though, to just kind of hear that there was such a drive for it.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because especially if it all starts kind of at once, because for a while it just seemed like that was the last thing on anyone's mind. It was all about growing,
right.
And it's like, whoa, hit the pause button and make sure that we're not doing something too dangerous here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's cool too to think about the different groups that come together to do that. I mean, hunters and fishermen and environmentalists and, a lot of different people that are coming at it from different ways with the same goal of preserving the natural world.
Right. Well, and honestly with that too, Lacy, whenever, was Alton kind of always, was it like kind of this type of work supported always, or was it, back then, was it kind of like, look at this group?
It seemed to be supported, but so in 1924, the other main newspaper that existed in Alton, and I can't remember what the name of it was right now, but folded. Mm-hmm. And then it was just the Alton Telegraph as the main newspaper. And so it's wonderful that we have this record. And there were other newspapers, there were German newspapers, there were other newspapers that existed at different periods of time, but a circulating newspaper that most citizens got starting in 1924, beginning of 1925, the Alton Telegraph was the only one. So I only know what the Alton Telegraph thought about this kind of thing. So it sounds like it was very well supported. And at the first meeting, there were 96 charter members there. So, there was quite a bit of interest.
Yeah.
But kind of the tone I get from it is that the Alton Telegraph thought this was a great idea, but I don't know beyond. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a bad bias, because I'm glad that they were excited about it, but I don't know if that means that was the common sentiment among Altonians, or if this was not.
And the only reason I asked that truly is just because, at the time was still, that's the start of their factories and all that too, right? We had that stuff.
We had the glass factory, we had the box board, we had all that stuff.
That's why I didn't know if they were, like the admin or anybody are going, whoa, you better start slowing down over here. We got work to do, Pat. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I brought it up, truly.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but a lot of times it seemed like they were excited about it as long as it didn't negatively affect them.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, well, with with Winchester, with all those places, like they still wanted people to be able to hunt, like they wanted natural areas. And so this is total speculation on my part, but I think a lot of times it was like looking at it this way, trying to preserve areas that didn't affect their bottom line might have been part of it. So like finding ways to do that. And I mean, we kind of still have to do that balance between business and the natural world, but to keep everybody happy. But yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think that there was general support, but probably keeping that in mind at the same time. Like, yeah, I want to do this, but it might have been that they weren't crazy about regulation on what you could put in the river, so I don't know exactly.
We didn't give a darn what we could put in the river until 72 or because we had the sewer went into the Mississippi River forever.
Right. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think that they were excited about preserving like forests to hunt in and streams to like fish in, but maybe not like, oh, and we need to cut our pollution into the river. Yeah. Gotcha. So I don't know.
I get you. That's interesting. Did you enjoy this one?
I did. I really enjoyed this one. It was really fun too, because Izaak Walton, I had to figure out who he was. He was a writer and fisherman from the like 1500s, 1600s. And so the first version of this famous book that he wrote called The Complete Angler, and it contains poetry, prose, quotes, and a fishing manual. So since it was first published in 1653, it's very hard to read because they used to do, it's called a long S for S's that looked like an F. So I put a link to
what?
Okay, it's like it looks like an F, but it's an S. So when you're reading,
so it's an S, but it's an F.
It looks like an F, but it is an S.
So you still say S?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But like if you did you just click through on the 16?
Yeah.
All right, go to like the first page of that.
Okay. Page 1.
Does it?
Hold on.
The title page. Yeah. Okay. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Diff Corfy.
Discourse, right?
See, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's how they used to write them. So that's why I put a link to the 1653 version and also to the 1897 version. It was how typeset was done. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know it off the top of my head. But anyway, you have the original, so you can look at what it originally looked like when it was published. But if you actually want to read it without hearing F sounds in your head every time there's an S, then you can read the 1897 version.
I want to go back in time so bad. Because think about this. If we prevented this type of just junk, okay, and that's what that is. Who throws an F in there?
It's not an F. It's a long S.
No, I understand. But
at the time, they could read it the way that we would read a normal S now.
We're going to change that. I mean, we got to go back in time and just say, get rid of that.
That's what
junk.
you're going to do?
Absolutely.
All the power to go back in time. Get rid of the long S.
Imagine what would we have, think about it. What if we accomplished so much more because we didn't, where they were like, wow, it is an S.
Oh, that was the thing. Save it all.
It could happen. CJ saves the world here,
right.
Just saying. Anyone got a time machine? We're going to go change this. Diff Corfy.
Discourse.
Or perful. Peruful.
I can't even do that one in my head.
I don't know. What are you writing about next week?
I am writing about the grand reopening. What?
I got excited.
Oh, okay. Of Cecil's.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It was a department store in downtown Alton. And it had been in a little corner of a building. It's the building that's across from Frew's Bridal where the Telegraph has their office now. There was a little corner of the office, a corner of the building that they were using, and they kept expanding until they were on all 4 floors. And it was really cool because the owner talked about how he really tried to use all local businesses to furnish it, to do all the work, and all of that. So, and some of the places still exist, like Springman Lumber was,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was part of that. And then here they are still now. So that was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
See, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm excited for your next weekly contribution.
Thank you.
You have a good rest of your week.
You too.
It's 10:06 on this Wednesday morning. Whew. Man, see, that's why, everyone always makes fun of people in public office. Oh, look, he stumbled. I wouldn't even, it'd be a nightmare. I'd call it Tuesday. I'd be in April and January. I don't know.
I know it's Wednesday because I'm here.
That's
like I'm here on Wednesdays.
See, keep the mental notes, Lacey. There you go. All right. Centerstone joins us to fill us in on really just a great another offering. They're certified community behavioral health clinics. We'll talk a little bit more about that and so much more with them. You stay there. I'll stay here. No top of the hour news today. We'll just keep moving forward on this Wednesday.